birthday? Okay. Is there sound now? Somebody answer that. And then I'll tell you what I do, because this is as far as I get on video editing. No sound still. No sound.
Okay.
What's your phone? Oh, yes, there's sound. Oh, good on sound. Okay. It's just a delay. So this is what I do. I have my VA. This is what I'm going to do. I'll have her go trim it, and I'll say, listen for the clap sound. And then that's where you'll start. And then we're going to start over. So ready, Tim? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Tim. We're here to celebrate his birthday. And we celebrate by letting Tim talk about some of his favorite music trivia stories. I said that we started this years ago, and it's become an annual tradition. So I just think this is kind of fun. We meant to do this over in the Back Porch Stampers, which is our private Facebook group that you're all welcome to. We do weekly drawings in there, and we do our weekly challenges in there. But I realized I couldn't use StreamYard in there, and at 75, I can't learn new things. So now we're just opening it up to everybody. So to explain how this goes, get your catalog. That's the whole point here. So Tim had fun. When Luann was over, who was one of our helpers, she does all my die cutting. She and Tim started picking songs. So Tim goes through the catalog and just sees what things inspire songs.
Yes.
And then we kind of finish that up. So it's kind of this fun tradition, what he can put stories in. So the answers are...
Many of the songs written by Simon and Garfunkel were actually from the catalog.
I know. So when we talk about what inspires you, this is kind of a reverse thing. We're looking at the stamp sets and thinking about what music might inspire. So what it could refer to as you're looking, it could be a stamp set. It could be a photo in here. It could be an individual stamp within a stamp set. So there's no rhyme or reason. It's just, and it's kind of fun because we love to talk about all the different places we get inspiration. And Tim loves music. He loves exploring new things. And we always have fun conversations because a lot of this is old music and a lot of you know that. So the point here is to laugh, have fun with us. And you're giving out birthday presents, 20 of them today. You're giving out 20 presents.
Oh my goodness, I am.
Just for being involved. So we draw names at the end, and it has nothing to do with getting any answers. It's just when we see names, it's just the fun of conversing. Gail says she'll be watching, but you can't play along during work. Well, you might have things to add later. So I said, so that's fun. Becky Lynn, have you still not gotten a catalog? I guess we're supposed to hand deliver you one over in Wisconsin. I'm going to print myself a note. And Tim, you're going to take it. You're going to the mail today. So you are going to mail her a catalog. We do not know what happens.
But I have to go to Hudson. So it gets sent from a Wisconsin post office.
No, we are not using online products because that would have been fun, but we want to keep it easy so everyone can just have this out. We're paging through. And there really aren't correct answers. I mean, Tim has his correct answer.
Oh.
But you might find other things that totally work too. So it's all good. We're just glad to have you here celebrating with us.
And they're all going to be easy because Karen, I had this one little tiny bird on one page, and she said, "That is."
And I go, "Where did that come from?"
That is too hard to find. So she took the bird song out.
Oh, Becky Morse, I love that. She said, "Is that how we get to see you? Do you hand deliver catalogs?"
Yes.
I love it. No, but we have one person in Wisconsin that never gets a catalog from us, and we've known her for many years. And
I think
it is just so weird.
The people at your post office have ordered a lot from us.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so it's interesting. So yesterday was Tim's birthday, and what special event happened in our lives yesterday?
We have a new granddaughter.
Yes.
Emerson.
Born out of Nantucket Island on Tim's birthday. So
adorable.
How cool is that?
She's adorable.
Carol says you're sewing at shirts. You don't have your catalog with you, but you might remember, you might remember some things, but anyway, it'll be thinking. So, yeah, Kathy says your mailman has it. That is so fun. So I had to start with this because that was just very cool. So I had to start with this song.
Okay. And we're not going to sing them.
No. Nor can we play them because it's copyright. We'd love to if we could. If we were in person, we would be playing these songs, which is so fun. But There Goes My Baby by
The Drifters.
And we love to know if you've heard the song, you know the song. It's kind of, so we have to something about, and the song isn't really about an infant baby, but it doesn't matter. It's got the baby in it. Thanks for all the congrats, you guys. I said, how fun. We'll be going out there in the fall and spending some time, which will be fun. All right, let's keep. Okay, there goes my baby. So
people are going to start looking now.
Yes. So let's guess something in the catalog. What page? Say what page you're on.
Yes. As much as we know the catalog,
Tim thinks finally he won't forget one of the grandkids' birthdays since he never will forget his own.
I share it, and my daughter in Chicago was kind of upset.
And your son-in-law has the same birthday too. So really, we have 3 birthdays on the same day, which is really cool.
Yes.
So anyway, that is pretty fun. But summer's so busy out there, so that's why we're waiting till fall till the. And it's just hard to wait that long. She'll be 3 months old. Oh, page 99. That's a good one. Cutest onesie. Let's look at that. And that wasn't even the one that we used, but that's perfect. Oh, it totally fits. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do a split screen here if this works. Let's see if this works. Okay. So here we go. Cutest onesie.
That is.
Now I'm going to make sure you have center stage here since you're. Oh, that's perfect. That's better than one we had. Who else? We have Playground of Life 91. 91. Sandy says her youngest was born on her dad's birthday. How fun. That really is a special grandparent thing. Life from life, hop, skip, jump. It's your day play. Oh, but that's cute. That's a cute baby one. And let's see. And so you hear these dings because we keep getting photos back and forth. And then, of course, all the other kids are commenting. We're all commenting on the photos. It's been happening now for 24 hours, just so you know it. It hasn't gotten old yet. So perfect. And what we actually did was page 83. 83. So look how many choices there are. So that's pretty fun. Welcome, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. There goes number 1. Okay, next one. Good vibrations.
I'm picking up Good Vibrations. And it's by the Beach Boys, who we just lost. Their main guy, singer-songwriter, Brian Wilson, who was in, it's so weird how the Beatles considered him the best songwriter in the world.
Yep.
And they competed album to album based on the success of Brian Wilson, Pet Sounds, and the Beatles came up with, I think, Sgt. Pepper's.
That's great. 61 Boho Vibes. I think that's, yep. Or Sunshine Vibes, that whole thing. That's where this came from. The Boho Vibes are here. The Sunshine Vibes, Sending Good Vibes. Darling was also another one he was thinking of, but very fun. That totally fits that, doesn't it? Lori said, Paul McCartney said that about Brian. Brian's life was really an interesting life. We've been, hearing a lot about that. When
he was a visionary, and he was also had a mental illness that really took him out of
his life. Yep. Yeah. So just, it is just amazing. Hearing people's stories. Everyone just has an amazing story to share. So when Tim discovers music and stuff, he's always bringing out, he'll say, would you take a break and read this to me? Because, he needs to know about this group, and he loves to know who played drums over here. I mean, he gets really into the trivia. So just so you guys know that. So anyway, yeah, he had a sad life, but my goodness, what a talent, and how he rose above. I think it's just hilarious that none of them were surfers and they did all that surfing music because they found their niche.
Brian Wilson never, ever surfed and refused to. He was really afraid of the water.
And he said even his house, it wasn't on the beach, but even there it faced away, away from the main part of it. I just think that's pretty hilarious. But yes, what a talent. All right.
There was another guy that was really, really distraught and kind of depressed, and his name was Tim Hardin, who wrote Reasons to Believe, great songwriter. And he, it was sad, but Just think of a sad Tim. That's hard.
But yes, so much help. Yeah, lots of favorites of past. God, they said like the Bee Gees, Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, so Tim watches the passing of all those. So
The Gibbs.
okay, yep. How about Feeling Groovy?
Oh, yes. And who do we say that was from? That is from, actually, I was surprised, Simon and Garfunkel. And I'm a close personal friend to Art Garfunkel.
And you have a story about Art. No, but you have a story. You can share
I
your
do.
story about Art.
I picked him up at the airport when I drove limousine, and it was him and his son, James, and we were in a sedan. They were right behind me, and they started singing duets. And his son, James, had a beautiful soprano or first tenor voice, and he and his dad were singing duets. He used to be married to a woman from Minnetonka, and it was Grandma's, I think, big birthday. So I dropped James off at Grandpa and Grandma's, and then Art and I were heading to where he was going to stay. And he said, Tim, he said, I have a philosophy in life, and that is to always carry a book with you, because if you have downtime, you have a friend, you have a book that you can read. And I said, I know exactly what you mean. And I had a book sitting right next to me that was just tattered because I read it so many times. I picked it up and showed it to him, and he loved the author. And he said, Tim, you are enlightened. He couldn't believe that I knew his favorite author.
But usually when you drive someone that's well known, they don't have time or interest in talking to the driver. And I think that alone just is an amazing story. I have no idea what are the words for Feeling Groovy, because I don't know how this fits in.
Is it slow down, you move too fast?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
okay. Make the morning last.
Some of you are getting it, and I'm thinking, I don't get it. So what are you doing? Okay. I love it. 49, the Turtles. Know what you're getting? I'm thinking, does it make sense? But yes, it's okay to take it slow. Slow down. You move too fast. A message Jim is trying to always tell me, but that is cool.
Oh, they're turtles? I thought they were turtly. They're turtly really cool. Awesome.
Okay, now let's do one that's really obvious. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
By Andy Williams.
Oh, who doesn't know that song? Is that interesting?
And
Kathy said she likes page 90. I'm just going to say this for Feeling Groovy too, because people are sharing. That fits into the Feeling Groovy. Ooh, love that. Yes, Feeling Groovy. Oh, that totally fits. Okay, wonderful. So this is Tim's time. You can tell all the stories he wants. So that's
okay.
Good. Okay. So who knows that's the most wonderful time of the year? Yeah, Andy Williams is another. Yes, it looks like a trip down memory lane.
I wish we could play the music, because when you hear Andy Williams sing that song, it's like, what a classic.
I know. Rebecca says she needs that message too to slow down, but just can't seem to make it happen. What is slow down? Yeah. Most wonderful 93. Cam got that. 93. Karen, bunch of them. Oh, look how close I was. Most wonderful. So this is most wonderful time of year. I thought, how cool. Okay, time for another Simon and Garfunkel.
Which most people think is like Christmas or something like that, but it's really my birthday and our anniversary. So.
Yes, that's right. Okay, another Simon and Garfunkel song. Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard.
Yes.
Another classic.
Simon and Garfunkel. And
I love Simon and Garfunkel.
Julio is spelled with the J.
Jean says, so far I know all the songs, but I don't have the catalogs with me. Yes, trip down memory lane, so it's still fun. 90. Okay, we're still on 90. Oh, 91. Holly's got it right here. This is the playground of life. And we're just thinking, okay, this could be the schoolyard. And I thought, and that's such a great song, Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard. And Simon and Garfunkel are just, and even their story about their splitting and then, life is interesting, but okay, wonderful. I love that. We have all that. And Simon and Garfunkel is a favorite for people. Ready for another one?
Yes.
Surfing Bird by
the Trashmen.
Who knows the song?
And
I knew it after he started playing it for me, but I wouldn't have.
Who knows where the Trashmen are from? Anybody? Tell me. You get extra points for this. If you can tell me where the Trashmen are from, you can get You get a bonus.
Surfing Bird, that Trashman. Okay. It's always a little delay, you know, in time coming up. So Holly says she's never heard of that band. Okay. So after this, go listen to any of these things. Go listen to them. And if you have some comments, leave them below about what you thought of the song and the artist. Because, you know, Tim, one of his other favorite loves is discovering new music.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And we just had a repair person here today fixing our drains. And he and Tim got into this music conversation. And it was so fun because he loved what Tim was listening to. And he says he's always looking for new things in their radio. So they have this nice music track.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of your favorite thing. And so he took down.
And there were Canadians named Ian and Sylvia, husband and wife, folk singers from the era of Gordon Lightfoot and all the rest of us. We don't. It's so
yeah. So
anyway.
Okay, we've got
Surfing Bird by the Trashman.
Page 94, and we have Sandy. Carol says finally a song she didn't know. There's, but yep, that we're doing the feathered fun for the birds. Okay. Surfing Bird. Karen says they're from Minnesota. Are
yes, they are.
All right, Karen, you got it. The Iowa person here got it. So
they're more famous than Prince.
No. Cheryl said she asked Siri about Trashmen. Does that disqualify me, Cheryl? I love it.
But you probably got.
What kind of answer did you get?
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, they're from Minneapolis. So I said that. Oh, that is hilarious. You guys, and you know, we worry about our kids cheating and using ChatGPT, and here we are playing trivia. Oh, I love it. It's perfect.
There was a couple of kind of one-hit wonders in the 60s from Minnesota. And the Trashman was one of them.
Okay, so see, and if they suddenly get boosted popularity, we'll know it's all Tim. You know,
I got to stretch my leg out.
You got to stretch your leg, and
it's
you
cramping.
As long as I don't move my stuff off the
old men cramping.
Michelle says the Birds. Ooh, the Birds. That's a group, right? And or is that also a song? The Birds is so familiar, but that's a great.
Who is Eric Burdon? No, that's not the Birds.
No, but the Birds is a group, right? Did they have a song with birds too? That's cool. Their Google numbers, just went up. Kathy said that's so funny.
I think the Birds.
A whole bunch of you Googled them.
I think the Birds might have been Eric Clapton or Van Morrison. Anyway, the Birds are. Oh,
well, we'll figure that out. Next song. Hey, we're the Monkees.
Hey, and I in the Army. It was the winter of 1970. I was in Fort Ord, California, and I was learning to do Morse code. And Morse code is SOS. And we had to listen on headphones, and it took it out of you. So every 10 minutes, you got a 5-minute break. And they played backup music, and it was always the Monkees. It was always the Monkees. And I kind of grew to hate that band.
Okay, Silly Safari. That's a good one. We didn't even have that one down. That is so funny. What's another one? So page 83, you guys saw. That is hilarious. No, 83, we didn't have. No, hey, we're the Monkees. We're up here. We have another page on here, but that's perfect. That was pretty obvious. David Crosby and says the Birda. Oh, the Birda. That sounds. Oh, this is so fun.
What?
Okay.
The Birda.
Okay, now you're looking towards the front of the catalog for where Tim found his inspiration for the Monkees. Carol said she used to listen to their show on Saturdays. Oh, I remember they had a show. I bet that's
college kids. College campuses shut down when the Monkees were on. Everybody went to their TV and watched the Monkees.
This one might be a little too obscure, so we're going to 12. Sandy got it. You're right. 12. The pop-up monkey here. This is where Tim got that. Like, hello, we're the Monkees. You know, like what? Hey.
and the bananas.
So that's pretty cool.
And this is what she told me to get rid of: the cat. There's a.
Well, I said we only need one for each page. And what were you doing for the cat?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
What's New Pussycat?
What's New Pussycat would be a good one.
I don't know. All I know is that she said no.
I said, we'll just do one. And so I went through them. Rebecca loved the monkeys. And so that's pretty fun. Yep. That pop-up pals kit, which is really adorable. That would be a fun kit to give kids and make kids.
For all ages.
And you were teased about being a monkey when you were young.
Why?
We have to show a picture of that. So I said so.
My ears were huge and my head was smaller. And I didn't have hair because we had butch haircuts, heinies, called them heinies. I had a heinie. My dad cut my hair, a heinie. And
oh, yes. Rebecca says Cat Stevens song for the cat. That would make sense too. Connie said we shut down for MASH show at 5 when you were in college. Is that cool? That kind of group thing where you're all watching something is really an interesting thing.
My roommates and I all worked outside the home, and we came home at 5 o'clock and we watched every night Hogan's Heroes. We, in fact, had lines memorized. We had most of the shows memorized. And the three of us got Hogan's Heroes t-shirts. And I still have.
Yeah, you still have it. So I said that's pretty hilarious. Okay. Next one, Big Time by Sturgill Simpson.
Now, this is a little, but if you're straight up country, you got to know Sturgill and you got to know this song. It's a great song. Big Time.
Okay, Big Time. A little more obscure. Some of these are a little more obscure because they're just found on the stamp set. Kathy said she has a crush. She had a crush on Davy. Who is Davy? Oh,
Davy from the Monkees.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Pussycat Tom Jones. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Big Time is. Oh, we're going to go back to 83. Some of you are guessing it for before. We totally missed the monkey. Oh, there's the monkey. But there's also the Welcome Baby. How many times did we use this? And Big Time. Is there a Big Time on here? Oh, thank you. Big Time.
Big as life.
I remember some of these were a little obscure.
So the fact
this is a popular set. I think I better use this set because it's pretty
Karen
popular.
wouldn't let me use that little tiny kitty cat.
but that was okay. I didn't realize we had so many. Okay, next. Always Together
by Dean Martin, one of the best crooners out there. And you know what, Dean Martin, he was part of the Pack Rat. He never, all those guys were partiers. And after a show, they would go out until they'd close down bars and they'd stay out half the night. He never did. He would always go home. And he's the guy that used to play the drunk on TV, but he wasn't, no, that was not him, which is cool.
It's really cool. Big Time. People were guessing the large alphabet. That would have been another one. Big Time. That's perfect. Love that. Love that connection. So we are always together. Always together. The Rat Pack. Becky said she always wanted to grow up and marry Dean Martin. That's fun.
That was great.
Page 67. Let's see. Bess got it. Yes. There we go. Always Together from Memories in Bloom. So very cool.
I would recommend checking out Sturgill Simpson. The guy is amazing. There's a story about him that makes me cry. When John Prine died, he gave his vintage Corvette, I think it was a Corvette, to Sturgill, just gave it to him. And it was worth a lot of money. And
just precious. And our grandson Hank, his middle name is Prine, after John Prine.
Yeah.
So,
and John Prine's a folk singer from Chicago and Nashville.
Yeah.
And he died of COVID.
Yeah. And he was a big part of our kids growing up and our going to concerts and stuff. So that's.
We were at a John Prine concert and we got texted by our babysitter. So we had to leave. And she said, "Get home now. Your son is out of control."
Our babysitter was an 80-year-old woman from Germany, was no nonsense. She was wonderful. And she'd always bring like empty yogurt containers or mismatched socks for the kids to play with. Just a delight. Anything that was left over at church. But yeah, so she called and
she said, we're in the middle of a concert. We had to go home because of Josiah.
And we had a pager and it went off and we were in the middle of where we had to climb over everyone down front.
Josiah became the biggest fan of John Prine, named his son his middle name after him, and he took his son, Hank, to a John Prine concert. So there's 3 generations of us all loving John Prine.
And it's a fun story because about 2 months later, the same babysitter said to us, you really don't need me anymore. The kids are all responsible. Josiah's become we made him work extra and pay her extra because out of his money, because he made her work so hard. But I think it was really a turning point for him to realize his responsibility. So it was kind of the end of the time of the babysitting, but it was such a fun end and such a fun story and kind of the whole music thing. So after that, when we started leaving the kids alone, we paid each of them. He got the most for being the oldest because they all had different responsibilities, but they all got some money. It was a perfect way to do it because no one was going to get money if it didn't work or we got called home. So, okay. Next. Oh, this is by one of Tim's favorites, Reba McEntire. Forever Love.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know that? Some of these songs, I didn't know when you would tell me, but then when we start playing them, they would be very familiar. And I'd say, oh, yeah, that's familiar. So I don't remember that, but that's another.
Reba, we went through her hometown in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And she really can revitalize that hometown because she's so famous. And so they built restaurants and streets and all kinds of things after her.
It's fun when people really give back to their hometown and do things like that. So I think that, yeah, a lot of you love Reba. So I said, what a talented. And Tim insists. We were at one of her concerts once outdoors, and Tim insists he had a moment with Reba because she was looking right at him. And do you know how much that means to him? I'm sure Reba remembers it the same way. But, I think they do tell you to lock eyes with somebody when you're doing concert, but
she did.
He was the chosen. So,
and it was very precious. But Karen continues.
Ooh, lifetime of love. People have.
Karen continues to take it away from me and say it's not true. Tim, you're full of it.
Oh, I always say that, but we all know that. But it's all good. You keep life entertaining. People are guessing 100, the lifetime, and that wasn't what we thought about, but that's lifetime of love. Love that. Forever and always. And ours was, that's a great one. We had 89, and some of you are guessing that too. Let's see, 80. Did I see an 8? Yeah, 89. Christina and Bess have 89 on here. That's what we were looking at. And forever loved. I love this saying when I think of sympathy cards. I just love this: forever loved, forever remembered. I just think that that's really cool. So anyway, okay. The next one, this is a Lauren Daigle song, and I have a Lauren Daigle story. I missed seeing her live. Janine Olson, if you happen to be on here, invited me. They had an extra ticket to her concert 2 years ago, and I didn't pick up the phone.
She didn't pick up
the
message.
I missed the message, and the next morning I picked it up, and I'm going, Tim, you wouldn't believe what I could have done. So I will forever remember my story about Lauren Daigle, but she has a wonderful song of Remember. Yeah, a lot of you love Lauren, so I think that's really fun. Also, that's one of my regrets. You got to have a few of those too. But anyway, Janine, that was such an awesome thing. So, okay, so Remember. Let's look at that. Okay, I'm waiting for probably a delay here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah, 71, and Sharon's got that. 71.
Right there.
Remember the big, yep, a day to remember, but remember, nice and big. And I thought that's just really sweet. Okay, Tim, here's another favorite. You Were on My Mind.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Like Gord. Oh, yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. Secret. I guess I could be guessing what it is, but whatever. But
Gordon Lightfoot.
Another one of your favorites, that.
Canadian minstrel.
Yeah.
Who we also saw the same place we saw John Prine.
And I've been to very few concerts. I mean, you've because we've gone to, so it is interesting, the ones that we have made. You've gone to a lot of like the free things at the state fairgrounds and things like that. But
The story about Gordon is that
Yes, page 36. Connie has it.
chronic alcoholic, and his band stuck with him. And it was really, it's like a powerful story. And he did sober up and he did continue to make music, and he did die in the last few years.
Yeah. Yeah. Another, just, power of redemption story. You know, it's right here. You're on my mind and in my heart. Really a nice little stamp set. So you were on my mind. Love that.
If you look close, there's a GL for Gordon Lightfoot.
Okay. How about the song Happy? Who remembers that?
Oh, yes, Pharrell.
Yes.
Pharrell Williams.
Happy for a long time. It was just on everything.
Okay.
Oh, Beautiful Motif. That's another good one. I got to look that up because we see some other 54. A bunch of you said 54. You've been on my mind. Oh, good one too. Oh, and you know what? That's a fun thing for, how often is that true when you finally send a card because that person has been on your mind and, you know, you finally do something about it.
Well, I woke up this morning, you've been on my mind.
Love that.
Past tense. Where do we move on?
Happy.
Happy. Okay. Karen and I, being old people that like music, it took us the longest time to figure out what that song was, what the title was, and who did it. But we did it. We figured out.
We're, singing the song.
Like
and,
happy together, happy. And it's just happy, nothing else. And Pharrell was very talented.
And Cheryl has it right here. Choose Happy, which is really cool. Andrea says her son used to dance at that song every time I play it. He doesn't think it's fun anymore at 10, but I cherish those memories. Oh, isn't that the truth?
Which one? Happy?
Yes. And those are fun little stories to scrapbook from your scrapbooks to write down. I mean, I just think what a fun memory. And Jean says Mel Tillis came down and held her hand while singing in Branson. Whoa, that is really cool too.
Do you mean Mel? Because Mel stammered.
And it didn't stop him from anything.
Nope,
so that is an awesome.
And what's his daughter's name?
Oh, yeah.
Pam Tillis.
Pam. Andrea, that is really cool. And somebody else said as another, Andy says he find cards at Hallmark that played it. That reminds me, Hank gave me a card one birthday when he was really little that played a song, and we used to open it and dance to it, and then we'd shut it off, and then it had to freeze. That is such a fun thing.
We still have it. It's in the basement. I just found it.
Oh,
and the music doesn't play anymore.
Okay. And Nancy says there's a Happy video. It was a 24 video repeated over and over with different people dancing to it. Whoa, we could do our version of that.
Yes.
We could all do, put in your little part. No, but what a fun thing. That totally makes sense.
Karen, no.
Okay. I was looking for Happy. Somebody mentioned, so Happy here in Wonderful Thoughts. That might be the one that, or Happy Father. Oh, awesome. Okay. Next. Sitting on the dock of the bay.
Otis Redding.
This comes back to taking it slow, but it's not that one. But I just, just visualizing sitting on the dock of the bay. I think we all know that song. I
don't know anyone that doesn't know that song. It was so popular. And
Debbie said she loved the Mel Willis show in Branson. So how many of you have been to Branson?
Tillis, not Willis.
Oh, no, Mel Tillis. Okay, I'm reading it right. But how many of you have gone to Branson and seen some of these acts? I think we've only been there like once or something, but it's really fun to think about. Yep, you guys got it. Peaceful Pier on 96. We have Carrie, Kathy, Holly, all kinds of people.
96 is after 61.
Yeah,
She's trying to.
Do you want to take over?
Well, at least look down and see what you're doing.
Yeah, I know, but this is like a slow down and take it kind of a day. So and I just think sitting by the dock of the bay.
We just looked at a bunch of pictures from Karen's father's cabin on Lake Coronas. And there's so many pictures, these kinds of docks, these kinds of fish. And that would have been our kids, Andres or Josiah, sitting out there with Grandpa fishing.
For those of you who follow our podcast, we've been on break because it was just a really busy spring. But this afternoon, we are going to do a couple. And one of them is going to be about our memories of this lake cabin, multi-generational, and then asking for your stories, because then we do a follow-up one later, sharing other people's stories. Because, where have all the cabins gone? It's totally changed. A lot of us grew up having access to one. If it wasn't our family cabin, you could go rent one, or
But
it's
they
a
were
very
like
so that will be
wooden
posted
and inexpensive.
shortly too.
The land was less expensive. Now it's really
Yeah. So
at
we thought
least
that
in
would be a
northern
fun to do,
Minnesota.
because it's very such a part of our lives that won't be a part of our kids' lives in the same way. Now everything is, resorts and very different. Okay, here's another Adele. What's Adele's famous song?
Hello.
Mhm.
Hello.
Hello.
So in the catalog, how many hellos are there?
Ginger said that she reminds her, because her son and grandson fish. I think we all know people that love to fish, and when you do and you look at that, and it brings back thoughts of them, which is really fun too. Okay. Okay. Oh, are you finding it for me? Oh,
I did.
hello. Oh, page 62. We got to see if there's some others, because we
Ooh,
might have missed.
there-
Yeah, I'm sure there are some
definitely
others
is.
that are low. So see, this is so fun, because we just look for some. Oh, hello, right there in Sunshine Vibes.
Oh my goodness.
And
That's even more obvious than the one
that's
we
more
picked, I
obvious.
think.
Okay, the one 51. Look at that. 51.
There's a lot of hellos in this catalog.
51. I'm looking for hello. I see hooray. 61. Oh, maybe I'm reading it wrong. Is 61 the one I just did? Okay. Yeah, this was hello. Hello, darling. I like that. 61. 37.
Hello, darling.
Oh, 37. Looking for hello right there. 54. Oh, I had no idea there were so many. Right there. Hello. Awesome. What jumped out at Tim, and 42, is that a different one? Or have we covered it? 42. Oh, and hello in here. Oh my goodness. I didn't even realize hello was on so many stamp sets. This is what Tim noticed. He noticed the card. That's why I just said give me the card.
That's a pretty big hello.
Yeah. So that's done with the big alphabet letters, I'm assuming.
I think so.
Make interactive cards with window sheets. But how cool is that? I think that's really fun. Okay. So that was a whole lot of them. All right. And then, we're getting there. We have 2 more left. Family Affair.
By Sly and the Family Stone. Sylvester's Sly was actually Sylvester. And one of his classmates in like junior high wrote his name on the board and switched Sylvester SYL to SLY. And so he became Sly, and he loved it, and he kept it as his name. He just died recently.
Very
Sly.
cool. Okay.
It's
Oh
a
yeah. How about the song
fantastic-
"Hello, Darling" by Conway Twitty?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh,
How
yes.
could we have missed that one, Teresa? That's an awesome one. Family Affair. Oh, the playground one. That would be a good one. That's definitely fits a family affair. And that was Sharon suggested that one. And 91. Oh yeah, that's that one. Several of you did. And 101. Sharon suggests here. 101.
What are we looking for?
I don't know. What are we looking for? We're looking for Family Affair. Oh, I suppose like a dad or whatever. Oh, and the wonderful thoughts too about family. Let's see. What? And 73. Let's look at 73 and what Tim had found, what made Tim think about it. And is it Sly that you wanted to mention? Because did he?
Well,
oh,
yeah,
Adventure 2. Okay. What Tim came out of was, and he said, oh, there's really a lot of scrapbooking in here. It's the first time he noticed that, but he's actually noticing things. But looking at this was family, but just family scrapbooking, like it's a family affair. And And my thought is, even if you're not a big scrapbooker, sometimes it's nice to just do little scrapbooks or little gift things, or just taking the pictures and putting them on
I
cards.
swear there was like
As a-
4 pages. Yeah.
Yeah, all
like
these.
4
And he
pages.
says, it's
of
all
family.
like a family affair. And this one fit the family, but it's like that whole idea of doing the memories. So that
Okay.
was really good. Yeah.
Is Family Affair the TV show?
Yes, you have a story
Now,
with
I
that.
have a story.
Who remembers that first with Mr. French
Mr. French.
and the 2 young kids?
I probably told this story before, but I love it. When I was in Vietnam, for a little while, I was a chauffeur for USO shows. And one of my customers was Sebastian Cabot, the little Frenchman that played on
He's the butler.
The Butler.
The main character.
And he had a
Buffy, yep.
captain that traveled with him because he was more important than most of them. And so we'd travel around in a sedan, and he says, I want authentic Vietnamese food. So I think I've told this, but the first restaurant we went to, I came out with a menu. He looked at it. He says, no, too much influence of French influence. So I went to another restaurant, came out with a menu, and he says, too much Chinese influence. Went to a third one, and I went in to get a menu, and I came out. I said, there is no menu. So I brought the owner/chef out with me, and he couldn't speak Vietnamese, or no, Sebastian couldn't, but they both spoke French. So they started talking in French, and he said, this is authentic. So we went in, we had a great big platter with a fish in the middle with its head on and its tail on, everything. And we were eating with chopsticks, and I was writing to probably Kathy.
Ost was out here. They were pen pals way back then.
And I wrote down, I said there was something in this that was really slippery and it was hard to pick up with my chopsticks, and it was tripe. And when I wrote the word tripe on a page, I knew that it was cow stomach. And I all of a sudden, like, oh my goodness, I was eating cow stomach last night.
Oh, somebody here has just said, yeah, don't forget Sissy, Mrs. Beasley, Buffy. Oh, Jody. Oh, is that so cool? And that Kathy Boggs said she's just started watching that series. It's kind of fun to go back and look at the old series. So that's really cool. Yeah, Lori said you got to eat with them, which is another cool thing because often, again, as a driver, you weren't necessarily invited to ever go eat with people.
Yep.
And I think that shows such a graciousness when famous, well-known people include, the people that are serving them. I just think that is very, very cool.
And the captain bought the meal.
Very cool. And the last one, another favorite. This is Good Times by
Willie Nelson. Now, this was back in about 1971. So this is the old Willie Nelson from 50 some years ago. And part of it is just in honor of Willie because of his career, his storied career. And he is on death's bed. He's really, he's close to dying.
But he's been singing right up to the end, and then watching him sing with his son, carrying on,
Lucas.
Lucas, who's fabulous.
And his other son. But Lucas is one of the best. He is so good.
Yeah, and he has a little bit of that same sound. You know it's him, and I think that's just pretty fun. Clara Jo says, tripe is really good if prepared correctly. Well, I'll take your word for it, but if I know it,
Give
I'm
me
not
the recipe
interested.
and I'll make it for Karen and see if she eats it.
Okay, you got it. Let's see. We have 69 good times. What are we looking for here? Yes.
Willie.
Good times right there. Turtley Sweet on 69. Which is just, Lucas is very talented. I think that's really fun. So very fun here with that, the good times. So 20 of you.
Can I just say, really go back and listen to the song by Willie. Because it wasn't a big hit, but it was on one of his early albums, and it really is good.
And it's fun that you can just look up these songs and listen to them. So I hope you've enjoyed this kind of trip down memory lane. I said it's such a fun way to celebrate his birthday, and I won't interrupt his stories, or cut him short. So 20 of you, there will be a list of 20 names tomorrow So you can still watch the replay and make comments about some of these things. That's always fun. And share your memories. And I will be listing tomorrow 20 names. If your name is on the list, you will message us your address and you will get a little gift in the mail.
I'm not sure why Karen didn't accept my celebration idea, but I'm 76 and there are 76 trombones that led the big parade. 110
I said I'd play the music, but I wouldn't hire them.
Okay, that's what I was going to do. I was going to hire them to come and serenade me. But
you know what's fun for Tim about this? Tim loves the stories, and thank you for those of you who played along. Like Cheryl said, she enjoyed all of Tim's stories and learned a lot of things about the artist. That is the kind of thing Tim would love to sit and talk for hours with you. But it's fun to have a chance to do that because, you know, life is about stories, and it's what we love sharing with everyone. And we all have amazing stories. So it is very fun. Music Man. Oh, yes. Amanda Box has my favorite musical, I think. Oh, opening cards. Yes, he has a stack of cards, and that's going to be Thursday. We will quickly do our fun fold of the week, and then Tim is going to settle in and enjoy opening his cards. So that is very fun.
About three hours worth.
So still engage. If you're watching the replay, come share your memories. And as you go back and look, mention any of these songs, or if you've got stories where you met some of these, we're kind of focused on, it doesn't matter who you're talking about. It's just the idea of, music is a big part of our lives. And even when we think of stamping, everything relates together in life. And I think we find inspiration everywhere. So I just think this is really a fun. So thank you for honoring Tim with this birthday event.
And don't forget that the day before was our anniversary.
That's right.
So
and we'll
Karen
see you guys
is a part of the spotlight.
And on Thursday, we'll watch Tim open his cards. Thanks, everyone.